I'm gonna give you more than you've ever thought about. Yeah, yeah. It's like saying, hola, hola, Cartagena, means I love you truly. Say I love you truly. I love you truly. Oh, yeah.
Picture this. A velvet smooth voice rising from the streets of Kingston, wrapped in the warmth of soulful rhythms and lyrics that could move hearts from Trenchtown to Beverly Hills. He was a musical prodigy whose voice seemed too seasoned for his young age. A child who sang like he had lived 1,000 lifetimes.
Only dread will come over. Babylon can't get over. No, no.
Before the dreadlocks, before the sold-out shows, before the world called him the crown Prince of Reggae, he was simply Dennis.
We're talking about the crown Prince of Reggae music, Dennis! Dennis! Roll! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on!
Love and hate can never be friends. Oh no, oh no. Here I come with love and hate.
A boy with a dream and a gift way too powerful to stay hidden. From schoolyard performances to international stardom, with hits like If I Had the World.
If I had the world, I'd give it to you, girl.
Here I Come and Revolution.
Here I come with love and hate. Show me goodness and mercy shall follow all the days of my life. Do you know what it means to have a revolution? And what it takes to make a solution? Fighting against oppression. Whoa. Battering down depression. Whoa. Whoa.
His journey is one of brilliance, battles, and beats that still echo through sound systems today. This is the story of Dennis Brown, a legend with a golden voice and a legacy etched in every bass line and every heartbeat of reggae music. In this episode of Jamaica in 10, we trace the life of Dennis Emmanuel Brown. From his early days as a gifted child singer, through his meteoric rise to reggae royalty, the hits that made him an icon, the battles he faced, and the legacy that lives on long, long after his final curtain call.
Maybe you called, you are chosen. Maybe you called, you are chosen.
Dennis Brown was born on February 1st, 1957 in Kingston, Jamaica, into a household humming with creativity. His father, Arthur Brown, was a respected Jamaican actor, and his brother Basil was a well-known radio personality. That meant little Dennis didn't stand a chance between the acting, the radio, and the music, his destiny was practically set before he could spell reggae. From early on, Dennis showed a knack for singing, not just humming in the shower or belting in the backyard. This youth had talent, big talent, the kind of talent that made grown folks stop and listen. By the time he was performing in school concerts, it was clear he wasn't just any child with a mic. He was a prodigy in the making. Now imagine this, a little boy with big lungs and even bigger dreams, standing on a stack of milk crates at the Regal Theatre in Crossroads, belting out lyrics far too grown for his ears. The song, Solomon, complete with the line, "I'm a big man in this town." The crowd losing their minds. An 8-year-old Dennis Brown had just set the stage on fire, and the annual charity show Nuggets for the Needy, thanks to a chance spotting by then Minister Edward Siaga, who introduced the young star to Byron Lee. And that was just the beginning. Even before that legendary moment, Dennis had been charming classmates at Central Branch Primary School, earning lunch money by serenading them in the schoolyard and leading the choir with confidence far beyond his age. With parents involved in theatre, he naturally soaked up the showmanship, the timing, the stage presence, and it showed. The boy had star power, even before he knew what that meant. Nicknamed the Boy Wonder long before he came the Crown Prince of Reggae, Dennis wasn't just discovered, he announced himself, voice first, to the world.
Your love would never die, and now I'm alone. Yeah, so alone. Oh, so alone.
Not long after, another legend entered the chat, Clement Coxsone Dodd, the Studio One mastermind. And just like that, little Dennis Brown stepped into the studio and changed the game. His very first hit at Studio One, the now iconic No Man is an Island.
No man is an island. No man stands alone. Treat each man as your brother, and remember each man's dream as your own.
A song that introduced Jamaica to this pint-sized powerhouse and proved that wisdom could in fact come from the mouth of children.
If this world were mine, I'd pay you up and up all the time, and I'd pay you to pay this time.
At just 12 years old, Dennis was already a star in Jamaica. He recorded 2 albums with Studio One, No Man is an Island and If I Follow My Heart, both of which did well locally. But Dennis wasn't just lucky, he was learning from the best. He spent time with fellow Studio One legends like Horace Andy, Delroy Wilson, Errol Dunkley, and the Heptones. But it was Alton Ellis, the original godfather of rocksteady, who became a mentor. Ellis taught Dennis how to play the guitar and encouraged him to master music theory. It wasn't just about having a voice, it was about becoming a musician.
And when I'm in Meteoric, girl, it's just you that I see.
Young Dennis soaked it all up like a sponge in Kingston rain. Harmony, rhythm, songwriting. He was a student of the game and class was always in session. By the early 1970s, Dennis Brown had matured into something special, rich, smooth, and unmistakably soulful. He released super reggae and soul hits with Derek Harriott, which brought more acclaim, but it was his work with 90, The Observer Wholeness, that really caught fire. Hits like Westbound Train,
Last night I worked at home, I just went for a stroll, but when I returned, I saw this note underneath my door stating, you'll never ever see me again. I love my stay. You'll never ever see me again, my friends.
Cassandra,
I can't believe all it's saying.
Africa, and his signature tune, Here I Come, became reggae anthems. His 1977 album, Visions, produced by Joe Gibbs, is considered a masterpiece, blending roots reggae with spiritual and cultural depths. And let's not forget the song that made Dennis a household name in the UK, Money in My Pocket But I Just Can't Get No Love. That track broke barriers, hit the British chart, and opened the doors for more Jamaican artists internationally. Oh, and the nickname Crown Prince of Reggae, that name came from none other than Bob Marley himself. When the king speaks, the kingdom listens. By the 1980s, Dennis had become a staple at events like Reggae Sunsplash in Montego Bay. Hits like Revolution, backed by the thumping rhythms of Sly and Robbie, became an anthem of change and hope. His ability to adapt to new styles and rhythms made him a favorite with producers and fans as well.
You drive away the pains from me, yeah. Sometimes you're like, oh, okay, baby. So, if I were, Lord have mercy, I'd give it.
Over his career, Dennis Brown recorded at least 78 albums from 37 record labels. Let that sink in. That's not just a career, that's a legacy pressed on vinyl. But behind the smooth melodies and dazzling stage presence, there was a darker tune playing. As the 1990s rolled in, so did personal struggles. Dennis Brown, like many artists in high-pressure industries, allegedly battled with drug addiction. Despite still performing and recording, his health began to show signs of decline. Friends and fans were said to notice the changes, but like with so many troubled geniuses, Dennis kept going. He kept singing until his body simply couldn't anymore. In the spring of 1999, while on tour in Brazil with fellow artists like Gregory Isaacs and Max Romeo, Dennis fell ill allegedly with respiratory issues.
Days of violet roses are no longer around.
It was a beginning of the end. On July 1st, 1999, Dennis Brown passed away in Kingston. He was only 42 years old. Jamaica and the world mourned. The reggae community had lost one of its brightest lights, and fans were left with a deep void. But like all great artists, Dennis didn't truly die. His music, his message, and his unmistakable voice lives on. Dennis Brown's funeral was a powerful celebration of his life and legacy, attended by over 10,000 mourners. Making history, he became the first entertainer to ever be buried in Kingston National Heroes Park. The atmosphere was alive with the scent of sensimina and the colors of red, green, and gold. And his music filled the national arena and overflowed outside to those listening on loudspeakers. Attendees were bright, cheerful, reflecting the vibrant spirit of the event. Dignitaries at the time included Prime Minister P.J. Patterson, Opposition Leader Edward Seaga, and others joined family and close friends in paying tribute. While many reggae legends were present, some of dancehall's youngest stars were notably absent. The ceremony lasted about 3.5 hours, featuring heartfelt musical tributes, reading by Dennis's children and close associates, and a stirring eulogy from his brother, Leroy Clark.
Strictly ragamuffin, just a rule of the town. We run things here, and we run things over, and we rule.
Prime Minister Patterson called for national recognition of Dennis's lasting impact, while Siaga honored him as a cultural hero from Jamaica's inner city. The funeral concluded with performances by top reggae artists and a vibrant emotional crowd that transformed the farewell into a joyful dance. Finally, Dennis was laid to rest with full honors at National Heroes Park, cementing his place among Jamaica's greatest. In 2011, he was awarded the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander for his contributions to Jamaican music. It was a royal recognition for the Crown Prince of Reggae. So, whether you're vibing to money in my pocket but I just can't get no love on a cool evening or feeling inspired by the spiritual energy of Africa, just know that the voice of those tracks belong to one of Jamaica's most gifted sons, Dennis Emmanuel Brown. He wasn't just a great singer, he was a movement, a melody, and a message wrapped in harmony. Gone too soon, yes, but never forgotten. This has been another episode of Jamaica in 10, giving you the rich stories behind the rhythm. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe for more cultural gems straight from the heart of the rock. Until next time, walk good and keep the reggae playing.
It's a violent process. I no longer around. Strictly ragamuffin. Just a rule of the town. We run things here, and we run things and we rule. Ragamuffin. Come on, it rule. Ragamuffin.
Well, I hope you learned something today because I certainly did. And as we approach 8,000 subscribers, I am so excited about this community that we are building. But I just want to know, what is your favorite Dennis Brown song? I think mine is probably Money in My Pocket. I want to hear yours in the comment section below. So that's it for another video. Keep growing, keep going, keep loving each other and loving God. One love.
I'm gonna give you more than you've ever thought about. Yeah, yeah. It's like saying, hola, hola, Catalina, means I love you truly. Say I love you truly. I love you truly.